Hello, guys, and welcome to episode 1 of How to Start a Small Business. Now, I can't exactly call it How to Start a Big Business because I've never made a big business, but I have made about 4 or 5 small businesses. And today's topic is invasive marketing. So, essentially, when you start any business, you need to find customers or clients. And how are you going to do this? Well, you certainly can't do it by sitting behind your computer and twiddling your thumbs and writing an essay on Word and not finishing it. No, the way you actually find customers is by getting out there. One of the oldest tried and true methods is literally just door knocking. So, what you can do is you design a flyer. My first flyer was literally just a Word document with some images and basically bullet points outlining my different services. And this was for my car detailing business. And yeah, essentially with that, I would have my hourly rate, which was roughly like $50 an hour. I really didn't know I was underselling myself, but I would offer these different services. So I'd offer a basic wash and vacuum. I'd offer a medium detail, and then I'd offer a comprehensive detail, everything inside and out. And essentially, the comprehensive would take about 4 hours. I'd charge about $200. There was also a polish job, which would take the whole day, and I would charge them $400. Little did I know that most detailing customers are charging people more like $700-800 for that. And this is where market research is really important. But anyway, going back to door. So there's 2 methods with this. So you can do flyer or leaflet distribution, which is just simply leaving a flyer in somebody's letterbox. And this, while it does work, like if you send out 1,000 of these, for example, you will likely get 10 people calling or messaging your number. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but considering that you have basically only paid some money to Officeworks, or you've used your own printer to print out these flyers, it's actually a pretty cost efficient method. Like, if you think about it, in the beginning, if you've not got much work on, you have all this time to basically go around distributing your flyers. And I think that's awesome. Like, honestly, I haven't really spent too much time doing that myself. I basically jumped straight to this next section, which I'm going to talk about, which is meta ads or Facebook ads. And this by far has been my favorite form of advertising so far. I've heard a lot of good things about Google ads, but I have not yet to try them yet. Anyway, Facebook ads are the easy, sort of accessible, but also high conversion rate way to go. Because if you go and spend $200 on an ad, you get about maybe 10 people hitting you up over the space of 5 days. And out of those 10 people, you might get 2 or 3 conversions. So let's say at a basic minimum, you get 3, let's say mows, for example, if you're in the lawn care business like I am. 3 mows averaging about $60 each, and boom, that gets you $180, which sounds like you're making a loss. No, 1 or 2 of those clients might be recurrent. Say you do a really good job and they want to get you fortnightly or monthly if it's winter. Then you essentially have created unlimited money from $200, because who knows, they could be with you in perpetuity until you close the business or you die or you retire. So basically, from this $200 ad, you are getting work that just keeps coming back and back and back. I like to call mowing businesses basically the barbering of like softscaping, landscaping. So because, people will always come back. And it's such a good business in that regard that if you have your regulars, why would they book anyone else? If they're happy with your work, why would they go anywhere else? I haven't changed my barber in a year because since I moved to near this area, because he's a bloody good barber and I trust the shop. I know all the employees, I know they're good. And the same goes for these clients. They will not budge. They will keep paying you if you look after them. So basically, I love Facebook ads because all I need to do is load $200 on, set my location, set my age range, which I just do the biggest possible. And then boom, 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 you start getting messages. You go and service these clients and then they give you a Facebook review. And guess what? That will lead to people stumbling across your page and they will book you even if they haven't seen your ad or if it's not currently running. And then, so that's the great thing with Facebook as well. Your profile can be shared to any number of groups and pages, community groups, pages, and people may comment on your post saying, wow, this guy, Sinclair Lawn Care, he did a great job on my lawns and yard. I would highly recommend him. That will go a long way. If people simply comment on your posts or they comment on other people's posts and they go, will someone say, looking for a lawnmower, looking for a mower man in Eglinton, any recommendations? And then if 2 or 3 people comment under there saying, Sinclair Lawn Care, great guy, great service, polite, friendly, yada, yada, then all of a sudden you have a potentially new client, but you also have the other people who are just stalking the posts in the pages and groups, and they see the comments and they go over and they message you. So this is all like a positive feedback loop of basically going in and getting yourself out there. And of course, there's the Google sphere, which I, actually don't know much about. That's one avenue that I haven't tried. But essentially, at that point, you've got your website, you've got your Google reviews set up, you run the ads, you get leads. I was talking to this lawn care guy, also in the industry, and he basically said that he gets about 5 calls a day just from the Google ads alone, because one of the things he says when people call him is, how did you find me? And a lot of them say from Google. So this is a very viable method. I would recommend it even without trying it because so many people have recommended it to me. There's a reason why there's a Google ads guy if you've seen him advertise. So then we have the more guerrilla methods, which are actually some of my favorite because they're kind of comical in a way, but they're also can be really effective. Like, for example, stickers. Like you may have gone into the city and seen various tattoo artists with their stickers plastered in different places. If that's being skate parks, public toilets, traffic light poles, whatever it may be. These public place stickers can be really effective because essentially you are not paying anything to hold it there. You're just, boom, that's a sticker. Costs you bloody 10 cents to print the sticker. Boom, it's there. And what you get from this is potentially unlimited exposure because how many people are going to use that toilet? They're going to go, they might be drunk, whatever, but they use the toilet and then they walk in and then either on their way in or their way out, they're like, oh shit, Sinclair Lawn Care. My lawns look fucking terrible. I'm going to book them. I'm going to take a photo on my phone. I'm going to have a look at it when I get home and I'm not so hungover and drunk. Yeah, but anyway, there's my drunk person in Northbridge impression. I hope you liked it. But essentially when you have things like this in place, you can also go to the lengths of having those like on those islands. You can place your little, I don't know what to call it. It's like a pyramid thing. Like it's like held down by a brick, It's like a little island pyramid thing with, it's got your branding on both sides anyway, and your number. I think those work quite well. Like, how many times have you been in a light, you see this like little pyramid thing with the brick on it, and you're like, oh, that's cool, you know, trade your car in for $500, great. You know, you tell Jimmy in the passenger seat to take a photo, and then bada bing, bada boom, you've just found another potential customer. They might not like your price, but now they're aware of you, and they might even tell other people that you exist. If it comes up in conversation, you don't know. You know, you could be talking to anyone, they could say, oh, fuck, just had a car accident. You know, what am I going to do? You're like, oh, well, there's Jim's towing. There's Bobby's wrecking. You know, like, it all starts to connect. And then you've also got basically a guerrilla marketing technique that I've used, where you print out a bunch of flyers and you either stand there at the lights like a crackhead or a homeless person, and you basically make a line along the cars, and you smile and wave, boys, smile and wave. And you try and get the attention of the drivers who are parked, and then they might roll down their window, most of the time not, but when they do, you say, hey guys, do you happen to have any lawn? Or, you know, do you have overgrown grass, or like a unruly yard? And they might go, yes, I do. Oh my God, this is the person I've been waiting for. Give me your flyer. Or they might go, nah, fuck off. Or they might even have that unruly yard and just not want to book you because they don't want to spend money, which is often the case as well. You know, when I ask people, oh, do you have lawn? Most of them are like, oh, I've got artificial, sorry. Which, you know, could mean one of two things. It could mean that they actually have artificial turf, or it could mean that they just don't want to book you for whatever reason, which is totally fine. But I have literally spent an hour doing this. For the rest of the time, I paid someone for 4 hours to do it. When I did it for an hour, I got several, yes, I have lawn. Gave them the flyer, I got one call. So by the way, this is 1 hour of my time, cost me nothing. Let's say when I'm mowing, I usually charge about 120 an hour. So let's say it was opportunity cost of 1 hour, i.e. $120. So what did it get me? It got me a call for a $60 mow. Like I said, in perpetuity, that could be $6,000. That could be $60,000 over a lifetime, just for example. You don't know. Like, this is the insanity of it. Like, one customer could become a lifelong customer. You don't know. And then the time that I gave my flyers to this bloke that I hired, paid him $100 for 4 hours, and he basically got me 2 detailing customers, all in my suburb, or 2-3 minutes drive away. And this was perfect. I haven't done detailing in years, but you know, I thought I needed some capital, needed some money, so why not? And I made basically $400 off that, just for, you know, a few hours work between the jobs. But yeah, so my opportunity cost was $100. I made $300. 400. I made $400, so that's a profit of $300. You know, it's not bad. You have to really think outside the box here, because there'll even be places like you could be in some den in the middle of the city where there's like, it's some backrooms type area, and there's a bunch of like cool band posters, and then you've made a business poster, whatever that means, and then people are like, oh shit, that stands out. Holy fuck, man. Like, someone's having a cone on the couch in that back room, or a spliff joint, and they're like, oh shit, man, I'm so green. Oh fuck, Sinclair Lawn Care. man, damn, my lawns are kind of overgrown. I'm going to take a photo of that and then call him when I'm not high. But you know what I mean? Like, this could be anyone, like anyone. Any press is good press. And this is what I repeat to myself is that anything you can do to get your name out there, absolutely anything, is perfect, is okay, is fine to do. Like, you can get so creative to the point where you could start to almost like, I don't know, you could almost hijack things and kind of get away with it and still get some good attention from it. Like, I'm not suggesting anything here, but you know, there are ways to do this. And you know, there's so much in the world of partnerships, which is where I'm going to move next. In when you're kind of partnered with another business, and it doesn't have to, you know, it's not like contractually partnered, but when you are in, you know, talks and you have gained trust with other businesses, then some of the things you can do is you can do a referral system. So, for example, I essentially contacted a dog poo collection business, very successful, by the way. They'd been running for 13 months. They already had over 1,000 likes on Facebook, you know, quite a few 5-star reviews. And what I said to them was, hey, look, you know, I'd love to do a thing where we basically had each other's logo on each other's company shirts. That would increase the traffic to both businesses and be mutually beneficial. He was like, oh, no, thanks. But he did say for every time I basically recommend or refer them and someone actually books with them, then I get $100. That's not so much what I was excited about, because you know, you can make $100 many different ways. But what I was excited about was that if it would go back the same way. So if they found me a customer through all their dog poo collection, which I bet there's like hundreds, if not thousands of their jobs a week where they essentially pick up dog poo on an area that really needs mowing or really needs lawn care of some sort. Then basically I get the job, I pay them $100, you know, happy days. I've got a potentially lifelong customer for $100. That is a great conversion rate. That is getting to astronomical levels. And it's all because you have that partnership. You know, they say in business, you can never have too many friends. And that is one of the truest statements I've ever heard. Because for me, you know, like, I always pride myself on being a friend of everyone. I'll cold call businesses and just ask them, oh, you know, how are you guys so successful? Like, what's your secret? You know, and they explain it to me. Everyone likes talking about themselves, their achievements, their business. Like, this is a common thing. And I've even cold called businesses before saying, hey, if you've got an excess of jobs, I can take on some of them and give you a fee. And, you know, they didn't really bite, because everyone's like, well, why would they give me a customer when they could just push it back another week and do it themselves? Like, essentially, that's the case. Like, why would they turn down another potential lifelong customer when they can just do it themselves? Which is fair enough. But through this sort of cold calling method, I was actually talking to a mowing service, and he said he didn't have much work for me, but he would keep me in mind. Then 2 weeks later, a guy who had a fully packed out mowing day that he wanted to sell for X amount, he tried to sell it to this same mowing service. They said, nah, it's all good. We're all right. We don't really need too many more customers right now. But they said, but hey, there's this guy that called 2 weeks ago, and he is looking for more work. And so great, he called me. Then I get in negotiations with him. I say, look, you know, I don't really have the capital right now, but what I do have is some proof of work, you've got proof of work with my proof of work plus your proof of work. Bada bing, bada boom, that's regular money. I pay off the valuation he gave me over time, about 6 months. Then it's fully mine. I don't owe him anything. All these clients are mine. Guess what? I bought it 2 days ago. I've already got 3 more clients than I started with just through word of mouth. This is insanity. Like, this is really insane to me because it's exponential. It's exponential. Like, in a year, I project that, I'll have 2 days of mowing. That's a lot of money. Like, that's not like child's play. This is actually serious. And in a few years, I'll probably have 5 days, and then, but I mean, boom, I can hire someone to service that run for me, and then go and build another run, like mow another run myself at the same time. And then bing, bada boom, in 15, 20 years, all of a sudden I've got 5 mowing runs. And I really, even before that stage, I don't really need to touch a mower. Like, my job can be basically to be Jim. Like, anyone can become Jim. It's just about what you do with your time, how you do it. And that's what I've tried to sort of list out here and expose you guys to some of the invasive marketing that's really helped me. And look, if you found this video helpful at all, please leave a like, please share, please comment, and it really helps me out. I plan to make more of these. And yeah, they say in business, give something and much more will come back to you. So that's, all I hope to do is just give out everything I know. That's how you learn more. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one.